Good morning, my people. We are back again. This is a boy, True Talk Arena, where, as we have all known, our mission and purpose about teaching against the moral norms that has degenerated in the society. So we are up again with another topic which we see is very rampant in the society. Now, our topic for today is grace and pride. Grace and pride. Well, before going deeper into this topic, I will need to give the literal meaning of grace and at the same time of pride. So, I'll give a simple definition of grace as well as the biblical interpretation of grace. The biblical definition of grace in the Christian theology, grace is the spontaneous, unmerited gift of the divine favor in the salvation of sinners and the divine influence operating in individuals for their regeneration and sanctification. Grace, the original meaning of grace, the name grace is of a Latin origin and was first used as a reference to the phrase God grace. God's grace meaning include charm, goodness, and generosity. The name grace is tied to beauty and joy. The three graces were considered to be the goddesses of nature, bringing purity to the name. An example of grace is a special virtue, gift, or help given to a person by God, an excellence or power granted by God. We have some type of grace, which in this video will be limiting them to just 4 among others. There are 4 types of grace which include prevenient, justifying, sanctifying, and glorifying. What is grace in a person? Grace is commonly referred to as a smooth and pleasing way of moving, or a polite, thoughtful way of behaving. There are 10 ways to practice grace in our daily life. Learn to let go. Practice gratitude, meaning to be grateful. Forgive, to apologize, to be mindful. Speak kindly, having compassion, accept people for who they are, and have a sense of humor. Now, we'll go to the other way around, definition of pride. Pride can be said to be a feeling of deep pleasure or satisfaction derived from one's own achievement or possession that are widely admired. Example of pride. Pride can also be referred to the standard you have for yourself, your dignity, for example. You may have too much pride to ask for help when you needed it. There are some type of pride. Among others, we'll be narrowing these to three, which include dignity, superiority, and arrogance. Signs of a prideful person. For you to know some certain people with pride, you will see them with certain characters, which among them is they do not accept constructive criticism. They are always wanting to be at the center of attention. They do not like associating with ordinary or unpopular people. And they are not teachable. No matter how wrong they are, they don't want criticism and they don't want to be corrected of any way. Those are people with pride. Biblically, God himself hates pride, and I'll be backing this with some biblical verses in the Bible, which I say this to be biblical condemnation of pride. Proverbs chapter 11 verse 2 says, when pride comes, here comes disgrace, but with humility comes wisdom. Proverbs 16 verse 5, the Lord detests all that hate the heart of pride. Be sure of this, they will not go unpunished. My people, what I want to say about this is we have some people who have grace, who God granted grace, but with pride, they couldn't maintain this grace. They couldn't carry the grace. And at the end of the day, they lose this grace. This character are associated with so many people. And I want to ask, can these two move together? Grace and pride. The answer is no. Because one is godly, the other is ungodly. Now the two cannot move together. Majorly, these characters are found among politicians and musicians. We have some musicians today who are sons of nobody. But by the grace of God on them, they rose up, even at tender age, to become popular because of the grace they received from God. But after reigning for a few years, you see them decline because they are associated with pride, arrogance. And at this point, you see them blastering different people who they met on their way up. Their producer, their manager, other stars they featured who assisted them in becoming who they are. So when pride comes, they think they've arrived. You see that grace, it's continuing to decline in them. And after a while, they keep depreciating in value. This as well is associated with politicians. You see so many politicians who are not even well known to the people, but by the grace of God, they rose up, they contest for certain positions, they are elected, and after a few periods, they tell you they did it all alone by their power. You see, these kind of politicians don't go far in life.